Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate the Live Fitness circuit. This is located in the women's facility at Legends. So up here, you're going to see the name of the circuit. You're going to see the name of the machine. We're doing a leg extension. You're going to see how to start and how to stop and what muscle you're working. So on here, on these adjustments, you'll see it's on 50 pounds. If I want to, I can go a 20-pound jump from 50 to 70. Or if I want to go 55, I can literally just turn this knob here. So I'm like 60, 65. If I went back to 0, it's so. But let's go ahead and put this on 5 right here. So I'm at 65, 55 pounds. Now you're gonna have 3 adjustments on this one and the leg curl. That's the only thing I don't like about the circuit. It's a lot to remember. But if you're using a workout card, it's not gonna remember because you'll have your adjustments all written with your settings. That way every time you come in, you know right where to put it at. But in this case here, we're gonna have a back. So on this one here, you're gonna have this knob here. I can pull the adjustment numbers on the other side. We can't get the camera back there, but you're reaching back here and then you can reach your head over and see what number you're in. You're also gonna have a foot adjustment right here. You see this? And you're also gonna have numbers up here for your leg adjustment. So I'm gonna show you these and I'm gonna set this for me. So I'm gonna get this out of my way by doing this. I'm gonna sit in here. When I do, I'm gonna put this left leg out. I'm gonna look and see if the back of my kneecap is right in the front of that pad. That's about ideal. I wouldn't wanna be too far out or too far in. It's gonna hurt my knee, so that's about ideal. So once I get this, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna pull this down here at 90 degrees. I'm gonna adjust this to where it hits my ankle. See how I can go up or down here? I'll get it right where I want it, which is about ideal for me. Now once I get it, I'm gonna grab here. I'm gonna extend it all the way out, flex that muscle, and back down slowly. Now you'll see a lot of guys trying to come over here and do this circuit when they're not allowed to. The reason why this is a very good circuit. Live Fitness makes really good equipment, but you women have the fortunate part of being able to use this on your own and having that privacy. So again, you see I'm going up and down slowly, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. I do my desired level, whether I'm doing 10, 12, or 15 reps, depending on your goal. And again, this is the Live Fitness leg extension. Now we're gonna do the Live Fitness leg curl. So again, remember you got your machine, see the leg curl? It's gonna have start and stop. Now all leg curls are different in this facility. So you really wanna know if you go from one circuit to the other that they're gonna adjust a little bit different. This one's gonna adjust different too. So I'll show you when I'm setting the adjustment. It's gonna show you where you're working at. So in this case here, weight-wise, it's on 30. I'm gonna go a little heavier. I'm gonna go down to here 50. I'm gonna turn this to 5. We'll go 55. Now I've got an adjustment here on my back. So again, I'm grabbing. Remember your numbers are on the other side. So I would just grab this and take it up or down right here. Get it where I want it. I'm gonna have this adjustment here, but it's not gonna have a number. I'll put this on my knee when I get done. But you are gonna have adjustment here for your legs. So you can bring this up or down where you want it. You'll see how it goes up and down. I wanna have it set so I'm pretty well seated straight across with it. And I'm gonna have this adjustment here that I can adjust with this knob and put it where I want it, where it's hitting my ankles. Now in this case, let's see if it fits me. Remember that a lot of adjustments on these first 2, and that's why you want to have a workout card so you can write those down. That way you don't have to check it every time. Now this way, I'm going to sit in here. That's fitting me about right. Let's see if this fits me. This should come down right above my knee on my thigh. Now it's not, it's on my kneecap. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to take this seat back just a little bit. Actually, I'm sorry. I got to take this forward. Now we'll get it in here and see. Now, let's see if it fits me where I want it. That's ideal. Right on my upper thigh, right above my knee. It's fitting my ankles. Now, I want to go ahead and adjust that a little bit different here so you get an idea. I'm going to bring that out just a little bit here, there. Remember, once you get the adjustment, like it takes me a little time, but once I get it, now I'll know right where I need to be at. I'm doing it now. I like that. I like that. Back snug here. Got my weight where I want it. I'm going to grab these handles, almost like I'm fixing to drive off. I'm going to curl it down now, squeeze my hamstrings, and come back up. Don't come all the way up and touch. Stop right before you do. That way it keeps the resistance on the hamstring. So again, I'm coming down, squeezing, and back. Go down, squeeze those hamstrings. Back up, nice and slow. This is a really good leg curl. I think these machines are really good because the guys aren't able to come over and tear them up like they do a lot of the stuff. The women take care of stuff better, normally. And again, I'll go 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, and that's my Live Fitness leg curl. Okay, so now we're going to do the Live Fitness hip abduction, which is basically inner thigh. Again, you're going to have your picture showing you how to start, how to stop, and what muscle you're working. So there's a couple of ways you can get on here. We're going to make it a little easier way. We're going to have this thing all the way in. So sometimes you may walk up, it may be like this. so that you don't hurt your thigh or your inner thigh or groin area. Put it all the way in like that, and I usually will just step 1 foot over, get in the seat, I'll put my feet here, and then once I do, then I can grab that knob right here. Now, there's not any numbers on there. If you want to write down like what hole it is, you can, but basically all you're doing is going out. You're going to get flexible over time, so you may go further out in a couple of weeks than what you are now. Basic thing is just taking it out here and getting it locked in to where you got a little stretch here, but not so much you're going to pull a groin. Now once I get it, I've got this weight on 90 pounds. If I want to adjust it lighter or heavier, I can simply do the plate here, or I can turn the knob here. Once I get it to where I want it, I'm going to grab my handles here. I'm going to pull all the way in like this and back out slowly. Just like that. Again, don't worry about how flexible you are up front. All you want to do is just really get that resistance in your inner thigh area. So I'm going 2 seconds up, 2 seconds back. And that's going to be your hip adduction, which is your inner thigh machine on a Live Fitness. Okay, so now we're going to do the Live Fitness hip abduction. So again, you've got 2 machines, inner and outer thigh. So on this case here, it's going to show you how to start and how to stop again and what muscle you're working. Now this one here, again, there's a couple ways you can get to it. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. You may walk up and have it like that and want to jump inside and put your legs. In this case, I'm going to put it all the way forward like this. Now I'm just going to step with one leg here. I'll sit down and I'll bring my other step leg over. So again, you find what's best for you. I see people doing it all ways different. Again, weight-wise, I'm going to go ahead and probably leave that weight where it's at. Remember the 20-pound jumps. If I want to go up, in this case, I think I'll go 95. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that knob 5. And so on this one here, what I'm doing, I'm going to go outward and come back in slowly. So I'll grab my hands here. I'll come out, squeeze, and back down slowly. And I like the fact that these are separated. That way, if you've got 2 people working out, you know, one can be doing one while the other's doing the other. So I do like that thing, especially when you have it on the women's side. You get a couple women working out together, it works out really nice. So again, I'm going 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. I'll get my desired count. When I get done, put it all the way down. And that's going to be my hip abduction. Remember, on this one, you're hitting your outer thigh. So now we're going to do the Live Fitness chest press. So you'll look on here, you'll see how to start it, how to stop, and what muscle you're working. Now there's a couple adjustments on here. You're going to have a seat adjustment. You got a hydraulic seat here, so all you do is pull that number, you can go wherever you want. And I'm going to go to number 4 on here. I think that's probably going to fit me, but we'll see when I sit in it. You also have this chest adjustment here. By grabbing this, when I pull in, it frees this bar up. Now you'll see back here, there's a number that I'm going for. So let's just say I lock it in right there. Now, the reason why they have this, a lot of times you walk up to a machine, it looks like it's going to fit you till you sit on it. Instead of having to get on and off, I can literally sit in here like this, and I can grab that to adjust it where I want. The reason why, when you reach back on a chest press, pretend like you're doing a regular bench press, you normally want the bench, the bar to hit your own chest. Now in this case, it's too far out here, I have too much slack. So all I would do is grab this, bring it back in a little bit here. That's going to hit me about right now. Now once I get done, I can write my adjustment down. That way next time I know right where to put it. Now I'm going to show you a couple of things to think about, whether you're on this chest press or any other, or you're doing a bench press. There's a big controversy out there now how to hold your elbows. Old school, we'd always hold it like this. And there's a reason why. Back in the 80s, if we were bench pressing, we didn't have a lot of equipment like this, so we had to do everything from a bench. So if I were doing a flat bench press coming out like this, I knew I was isolating my chest more. If I came in close, we call that a close grip bench, or we'd even reverse our elbows or our grip and go like this, because we were trying to emphasize the tricep more than the chest. And so a lot of times when I show somebody that, when they do it, I'll have them put their elbows out. They can go in if they want to, but here's what I want you to think about. It doesn't matter, and here's why. If I'm standing here and someone comes up behind me, and I'm just standing like this, and they come up and they grab my shoulders and pull me back and put that impingement on my shoulder, it's going to hurt, right? If I'm on a machine here and I'm doing the same thing, I'm coming back further than my natural range. Like I see people all the time doing a pec that reaching way back here, or even a chest press going way too far, or even a Cambridge bar where they're going way back too far, they're going to hurt their shoulder. So if I put this where I want it, I can take care of that range of motion problem, because that's not going to allow me to go back further than I need to. So it's not going to matter if I choose to go here or here. What will matter is if I'm concentrating on the chest more than I do the tricep, because it's a chest press, not a tricep machine. So I'm going to go out like this. I'm going to push out, go out right before I lock. I don't want to lock completely out. I want to go right before I lock, come down slowly. Now I'm going to demonstrate both ways. I'm going to come with my elbow like this, do a couple, or I'm going to turn my elbow like that. You choose what feels best to you. The only reason I don't like to do it like this, because I emphasize my triceps, whether I'm trying to or not. And I get more of a burn on my tricep. When I go here, I can't go as heavy. And again, it's not about the weight anyway, it's about controlling the movement. So I just like to do that, but you find what works for you, or you can even alternate them out. But just remember, don't bring your shoulders out further than that range of motion allows you to, or you're gonna hurt your shoulder. So on this one, it's 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, and that's your Live Fitness chest press. Okay, so now we're gonna do a Live Fitness fly. So on this one here, it's gonna give you the name of the machine, show you how to start, how to stop, and what muscle you're working. Now on this one, we're gonna have a seat adjustment here. We can go up or down on here, like it's on 4 now. I can take it down wherever I want it with that hydraulic seat. I'm gonna put it on about 4, leave it there. Now here's what is kind of confusing on this circuit if I haven't used it. It's so different than the other circuit that if you're looking at that bar, you would think, God, if I reach it, it can pull me too far back. But this is what I want you to look at, where that's at. The tip, you want that straight across. So I would grab this and I could take it forward or back. In this case, I'm gonna put it about right here. So when I sit in here, I wanna be able to reach it right here and have it right about straight across. I don't want it to pull me way back here, and I don't want a lot of slack here too. Like this right here is actually fitting me about right. This is a weird machine too. And you see it does a lot like the Cybex. So it's free movement, so you have to control that movement. So when I get it, I'm gonna grab it and make sure it doesn't move all over the place. Now I'm gonna act like I'm hugging a big old tree in a circular motion, going just like this. I don't want to fully extend my elbows or I'm gonna hurt my elbows. So I wanna have just a little bit of bend. So all I'm doing is making that circular movement. I usually will touch a bar together gently, or I'll touch my knuckles together at the top movement right here. I'll just kind of touch those together and go back down. So I'm coming out and in, about 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Now watch this, you see how the movement here? So you got a little forgiveness in the seat. If I'm too low or too high, I can just adjust my arms out here and get my hands. Like if I was too high, if I want to go lower or higher, I can still get it where I want it. In this case, it fit me about perfect going in the middle. Just kind of remember that you do have a little bit of leeway in your seat. And this again is your Live Fitness pec deck or fly. Okay, so now we're going to do your Live Fitness pull down. So again on here, you're going to see how to start, how to stop, and what muscle you're working on. Here you got an adjustment on your seat. So again, we can take this seat wherever we want to, up or down here. Now what I'll do, it's just like any other pull down. When I sit in here, this is fixed now. So you've got to get the seat right where you want it so I can get my legs to hold, because I can't adjust this. So this is about ideal for me here when I have my feet flat. And so when I get here on this pull down, I'm not going to be able to grab this. I'm going to stand up, but I want you to think about this a second. This pull down is really different from a lot of them, because if I grab here thinking I'm coming straight down, it's not going to go. It's going to go out at an angle like this. So instead of grabbing like maybe 2 inches outside of my girth of my shoulder, I'm going to grab in about level with my shoulder, because when I come down with it, it's going to go out this way a little bit. So if I'm not careful, I'll be out too far. And in this case, it's okay for me. I could probably go in just a little bit. So I'm going to grab it in here about 1 inch outside of that right here. And then when I do it, again, I'm still going to initiate my pull with my back and let my arms follow through. And again, I'm going to come nice and slow up. I'm not going down to where my wrists turn down here, y'all. A lot of people do that. I'm going to extension, but when I come down, I'm coming down to right natural range here. If I come past that and my wrists start going down, I'm coming too far. So my natural range is about here to about right there, and that's where I stop. So I'm right about probably about chin level and back up. So with the 2 second up, 2 second down. And again, that's going to be your Live Fitness pull down. Okay, so now we're in your Live Fitness roll. So again on here, you're going to have your picture showing you how to start, how to stop, what muscle you're working. This one I kind of like a lot because it's free movement, meaning you've got some forgiveness in the seat, and I'm going to show you why here. When I get the seat, I'm going to have my hydraulic again. I can go up. When I sit in here, what I want is the chest to be about level with this. Now I'm too high, so I'm going to take this a little bit. This has a control here. You have a number here, so I can go out and in. Now again, what this is for is so that when you grab that handle, you're not going limited range of motion, you get a full range on it. So in this case, I could grab it here. This would be about ideal for me to do it. But what I want you to watch here, I can go close or narrow. Now, I honestly don't like to really use this. Sometimes I like to get out of the way and stabilize and just hold my core tight. So again, if you need this, go ahead and use it. I'm going to keep my core tight and not even use that. So I'm going to grab it here. And I'm going to go a roll here. Now this is free movement. So I can control if I want to come lower or higher. Now naturally me, I'm going to come right here and squeeze my shoulder blades together. And again, you notice I'm not using a pad. The reason why I don't use it, I don't want to go heavier than I can control. And a lot of times people use a pad, they go heavier, but you probably may need a pad. Just remember, don't use momentum when you're doing it. Now I'm going to use the regular row, but I can go a low row by going down here and grabbing here. And now I can do a low row and come a lower angle. And again, remember, I got free movement here. That's what's so cool about it. I can isolate the muscle by just adjusting my hand a little bit different. So remember, you can use that chest pad to hold yourself steady or not. If you're going heavy, you feel like you're cheating, go ahead and use that chest pad. Again, I just don't like to use it. I like to isolate by holding myself steady. Again, I'm controlling the movement. It's not controlling me. I'm going 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. If you're doing 2 sets, you may want to rotate your handles just to get a little different angle, but it's up to you. This again is your Live Fitness low row. Your Live Fitness shoulder press. So again, you're going to have a picture over here. So on this one here, you're going to have a picture showing you how to start, how to work it. Now you got a seat adjustment here. You won't be able to get the camera to see the number, but the numbers are on the right side. Again, I just got a hydraulic seat. I can put it where I want it. When I sit here, there's not going to be a bar that I can adjust on here. But when I sit in here, I want to be able to get my shoulders where they're level about with that bar. Now that's real close to me right here. I could probably go up 1. That's more like it. So again, if that were straight across, it'd be hitting about the top of my shoulder. Now, the reason why I want to get this right, if I go too low, I'm going to be barely getting into it. If I go too high, I got limited range of motion. So I want to get it to about right here so I can get full range of motion. Now I can make a choice here. I can go wide out here. And if I do wide out here, it's like I'm doing a barbell press. So when I come up, it can, if you're not careful, it can put a little bit of impingement on your shoulder here. So if you have a bad shoulder, you probably don't want to do that grip, because what it's doing is taking my elbow straight to my side. You'd probably want to grab here. This kind of goes in hand with the chest press that we talked about earlier, about having your elbows in or out. If I go here, I don't have any pressure on my shoulder much at all, but if I'm not careful, because my elbows are close in, it's like I'm doing a tricep press almost. I can really get my triceps involved more than my shoulders. That's the only disadvantage of doing when your elbows are tucked in. So, but again, if it takes that resistance off that shoulder to where it hurts, it's better to go and do that. So you just kind of decide what feels better for you, or you could alternate them out. Either way, when I'm doing it, I'm controlling the movement, so it's not controlling me. I'm not going to get an impingement, because that bar is not going to let me go below my natural range of motion now. So again, I'm going 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, and that's going to be your Live Fitness shoulder press. Okay, so now we're going to do the tricep press on the Live Fitness. So in here, you're going to have a picture showing you how to start, how to stop. This one, you're going to handle that can go in and out. I'll explain that to you in a minute, but you see how it turns in and out. But you have your seat where you can go up or down like this here. You got your numbers here. I can go up or down by just doing this. Now I'm going to put it here for now until I see if it fits me. Of course, you know how you stack your 20-pound jumps. Now this one here, the reason why these turn, if you're a real small person, you're going to want them turned in. If you're a larger person, you're going to want to turn them out, give you a little bit more range to get in the machine. In my case, I'm going to put a little bit smaller here, because I want my elbows to go directly to my side. I don't want to flare out on this one. A lot of times I will allow flaring out, but now I am working my triceps, so I don't want to flare out now, because I'm trying to isolate them. That's why they make this to where you want to go as close to your side as you can. So when I sit in here, when I get in the seat, it's way too low for me, because I'm having to really reach up to get that thing. You don't want it to be so hard, so I'm going to raise my seat up. And I want to be able to get in here and get that fairly easy. Now what I'll do a lot of times too, when I do it, once I get my seat, just for safety's sake, a lot of times when I'm doing it, I'll get in the machine, I'll grab it where I want it, and I'll sit down with it and get it where I want it. Now when I come down on this particular one, it's a little bit different. Again, the hoist circuit. The hoist circuit had a handle like this. This has here or here. So you can choose to grab it here or here, just wherever you're comfortable with. Now I sometimes will rotate them out. I may go here for one set. Again, you notice how I'm keeping my elbows close to my side, because I want to isolate the triceps and not the shoulders. But I can go here too and do this press. So I can choose which one feels better, or I can rotate them out. I'm keeping my elbows close to my side. When I come up, I'm stopping about 90 degrees. I'm coming down and flexing that muscle out like I'm flexing it, and back up. So in this case, it really looks like I'm locking it out, because I'm just not extending it to where I hyperextend it. So I'm flexing it, coming back up. Some people love this machine, some people don't. Again, remember, the neat thing about Legends, if you get on a machine you don't like, there's 4 or 5 that work the same thing, and they all work a little different. That's why you have all these circuits on video. So it's 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. When I get done, I'll just take one arm out, the other one, or I can get off like this. I can slowly ease up this way, just depending on how you want to get up. Just keep it safe. And again, this is your tricep press on the Live Fitness. Okay, so now we're going to do the Live Fitness bicep curl. So again, you're going to have a picture here showing you what machine you're on, how to start, how to stop, and what muscle you're working. Okay, now this one here is really a popular machine. The only thing about this one though is some women have a hard time doing it even with the lightest weight on it. So a lot of times if you can't do this, we'll do some alternative dumbbell curl until you're ready to do it, or you can do what I call a modified range of motion, which I'll show you here. The guys love it. They're not allowed to come over here though. So sometimes we'll see a guy over here and we gotta shoo him over to the other side. But what's neat about this, it's almost like doing a concentration curl or a regular bicep curl with a dumbbell. Because when I sit in here, these are independent movement. So again, I can do one at a time, I can do both at the same time. But when I sit in here, I wanna have the seat set up that when I sit in here, my elbow is right below that pad, almost like if you were in a leg curl. So that really is fitting me about right here. I wouldn't want my elbow way up here or way down here. So that fits me just to where my elbows are hung off. Now once I get it to where I'm adjusted right, I'll grab one side, then I'll grab the other side. Now if I want to do one side, I can, or I can rotate them out like this. But typically we'll just start you off doing both at the same time. Now remember though, it's like doing a dumbbell, you have to control the movement. So again, that's what makes it a little bit difficult. I can go range of motion. I move my hands up closer like this or come further out. Typically, I'm going to tell people go about shoulder width. So me, I'm going to go right here, just right on the edge of that. I'm going to come up here. Again, if you want to go a little wider, you can. Just up to however you feel comfortable. Don't go out too wide though, you'll hurt your shoulder. So again, all I'm doing is controlling that movement. Remember, I'm controlling it. I'm not letting it control me. So I'm going 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. And then when I get done, I'll let one side down, let the other side down. And again, that's your Live Fitness bicep curl. Okay, so now we're gonna do a Live Fitness abdominal crunch. So again on here, you're gonna have your picture showing you how to start, how to stop, and what muscle you're working. Now on here, I'm gonna show you this adjustment again, just to remind you of your adjustments that are 20 pounds. It's easy to kind of get the camera on this one. So I'm gonna go 55 pounds. I'm gonna put 50 here, turn my knob here, I'm on 55. All I've got is one adjustment. I'm not going to worry about adjusting anything up here. I'm just going to adjust my seat. Again, I have a hydraulic adjustment here, so I can go up or down from wherever I want here. Now, when I'm in here, this is kind of free movement here. It's not going to be real tight when you get into it. So when you get in here, you're just going to grab this side here, wrap one foot in, wrap the other one, and then sit down. When I get in here, I'll get my feet a little bit more adjusted. What I want to have this adjustment here, that when I reach up here, look at your picture. Remember how you're doing that. He's got his elbow in the middle of that pad. The hands are up on top of the bar, so I'm going to just duplicate what he's doing. That's what the pictures are really good for. That's fitting me about right. I wouldn't want to be way up here or down lower. I want my elbow to be about in the middle. That fits me good. Now when I do that, I'll put my hands here. I'm not pulling down with my hands though. I'm just letting my hands rest here. I'm actually pushing down with my elbows. Now this one here is a lot like the hoist. If you watch the hoist rocket circuit, it's a fetal crunch. So I'm pulling up as I'm pulling down. This one you don't. This one here, just your legs stationary. So if you've done the hoist circuit already, don't try to pull this bottom side up. It doesn't go. The only thing moving here is the top, okay? So again, here, I'm coming down and back up. Now when I'm doing this, I don't want to pull myself way off this pad here. I want my head to kind of rest here on my neck and coming down. There's not a head plate like you would on the Magnum circuit. So you watch a Magnum, and that's again the neat thing about all these circuits, they're all different. You're gonna find the machines you love. Some of them you may not like as much. And so you find the ones you like. But on this one here, what I want to watch out, like any ab crunch, when I'm here, I can rest all day long. When I get way down here, there's no resistance at all. So when I'm going to do it, I want to get right here when I start and I feel my abs engaged. My abs are engaged all the way to here and it stops. Once I go past that, there's nothing. So I can do this all day long with the whole stack. But if I do this, just that range, I'm going to get an awesome ab workout. So again, it's not about doing that full range on these things. It's about finding where your abs are engaged and keeping them engaged the entire time. Sometimes I'll pull my head forward like this and leave it on this one here. I just like it more than trying to let my head go like that. You find what's better for you. I lock it in position. I'm not doing all this stuff though. I just lock mine forward as if I were doing crunches on the floor. But again, you can lay your head back here and do that. I just like this position where my head here. I don't put any pressure on my neck. And again, I got about 40% range of motion is all I'm doing. I'm not trying to do anything past that. Now, you can also do the Rocky thing if you want to, but you'll start momentum training if you're not careful, so it's better still to concentrate on these about a 2-2 count. think about your lower and your upper abs meeting in the middle and shaking hands. That's all they're doing. Meeting in the middle, shaking hands. When I get done, I'll just come back up, pull my arms out, and again, that's your Life Fitness ab crunch.